Jersey Shore's hit music channel 94.3 The Point. And when you talk about community, and we've been talking about it for a long time, and especially in the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, everybody's thinking community. And one of the anchors of our community, Meridian Health, and they were there for us during the storm and after the storm as well. John Lloyd, the president of Meridian Health, joins us this morning. Great to see you, John.
Good morning, Lou. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Hi. Well, better now. Better every day.
I think we all are, yes, getting through that disaster. Absolutely.
I can only imagine from your standpoint and the standpoint of healthcare what an unbelievable time it was.
Yeah, certainly we've never seen a disaster anything like Hurricane Sandy, and we're always prepared in healthcare, and we think we do a phenomenal job in terms of continuing to take care of our patients. But this really stressed our entire health system to its limits. But congratulations to our Meridian physicians and nurses and team members. They were there tirelessly during the hurricane, as were first responders and emergency personnel as well.
Some of the things that, obviously we all know that some of the things we take for granted, once they're missing, are very difficult for our lives. At a hospital, all that has to be magnified, right?
Absolutely. The most important thing for us, like everybody listening, it's power. And without power, it's very hard to be able to operate a healthcare facility. Fortunately, we have emergency generators, and fortunately, they all performed very well, and we had no problems during the storm. We had one challenge at one of our nursing homes where the generator went out for about 10 hours. But other than that, fortunately, we had enough power to take care of the patients. And the surge in volume throughout our hospitals during the hurricane and the aftermath was something I've never seen. We were at full capacity. We had no beds. Our emergency rooms were totally overrun with patients, but our physicians and nurses and team members were there taking care of them during the storm.
Now, how, in the midst of all that, if you needed a specific doctor or a specific type of doctor and they didn't happen to be on a shift at that time, how does it work that everybody gets to the right place at the right time?
Well, in an emergency, all of our physicians stay in touch with us. Many of them come to the hospital even if they haven't been called. So it's really not a problem for us. Our physicians willingly come even if they're not called. And certainly if they're called, if they can't get there, we'll go pick them up. So we really don't have a problem in terms of having the adequate number of physicians or types of physicians in the hospital. This hurricane just pushed us to the limits in terms of volumes.
Wow. So from a healthcare standpoint, are things back to normal?
Yes, they are. And I say that, I hesitate a little bit because it took us a while. We were still dealing with a lot of issues, probably 7, 8, 9, 10 days after the hurricane. But we're pretty much back to normal now. And I just want to congratulate the Department of Health, particularly Commissioner Mary O'Dowd, who did a phenomenal job taking care of all the healthcare facilities here in Monmouth and Ocean counties. And without her help, I don't think, whether it was Meridian or some of the other hospitals in Monmouth and Ocean County, I don't think that we could have done as well as we did without their help.
And what message would you give to the people who use the services of Meridian now that the storm is sort of behind us, but not really? What message would you give to them?
I think it's the same message we all say to first responders and others. It's always nice to see a member of the Meridian family, a physician, a nurse, or team member, and just thank them. And that's all they need. These are very dedicated people. Many of our team members had their own devastation at home and their own personal problems, and yet most of them came to work and actually worked during the hurricane and the days after. So in healthcare, we're all very resilient. Our first priority is taking care of the patients, and a simple thank you is all we need.
It's just fantastic. I literally just put up on our website a little thank you I gave to neighbors, to good neighbors, because there's nothing, especially in a time like this, there's nothing more valuable than having good neighbors, people you can rely on. And I can't think of better neighbors than the family of workers at Meridian Health. And it's just nice to have you guys in our community.
And Lou, we made an announcement just before Thanksgiving, and if I could, I'd like to just take a few minutes to mention it on the air. And that is, Meridian made a commitment of $1 million to help our team members, those team members at Meridian who have been most severely impacted by the storm. And the other thing we did is a week ago, last Saturday, we usually have an annual gala, which is a black tie event. And it's very nice. And we debated whether we should cancel that or whether we should go ahead with it. And we did something we think is very unique. And I'd like to just take a minute to talk about it. What we did is used to be a black tie affair. We made it a casual event. We invited a lot of the first responders, and we simply made it a fundraising event for the victims of Hurricane Sandy. And although some of the proceeds, about 40%, went to the Meridian Disaster Relief Fund, over 60% of those funds that were raised that night, and we raised about $400,000, so $250,000 went to 5 community organizations here in Monmouth and Ocean counties. And that's something that we feel is showing the community that we care, that we're committed. And at Meridian, we began to help our own team members within 5 days of the hurricane by giving them $350 gift cards. And now we're moving into a new phase. We're going to provide our team members financial assistance grants. And we hope that between the commitment Meridian's made and the commitment that these other 5 organizations have already made, that we can get those funds working on behalf of those that were impacted by the hurricane.
What amazing gestures. And as always, you guys do it right. And it's heartwarming to know that there are people like you out there keeping an eye on the people who keep an eye on us. And we really appreciate that. And
I just want to say that our hearts and prayers go out to all members of the community who were impacted by Hurricane Sandy. And it's a very tough time for everybody to see what devastation has happened at the Jersey Shore. But as the major employer in this area, one of the largest employers in New Jersey, not only have we made a financial commitment, but we also want to take a leadership role. And we're encouraging other organizations to step up to the plate, to raise money for those most in need so that we all can get through this, so that we can, in fact, rebuild the Jersey Shore.
Now, if there are organizations listening or people listening that want to help, what would be their first step? How do they get info?
Well, certainly you can help any of the community agencies. The ones we gave to were the Jersey chapter of the American Red Cross, the United Way of Ocean County, United Way of Monmouth County, Salvation Army, and the New Jersey Sandy Relief Fund. And certainly if anyone is interested in helping Meridian or its team members, they can go on our website, www.meridianhealth.com, and there's more information there about our Disaster Relief Fund.
John Lloyd, president of Meridian Health, thank you for taking a few minutes, and thank you for all you and your staff do for the people of Monmouth and Ocean County.
Thank you, Lou. Thanks, Liz, and thanks to all your great listeners.
Thank you so much.
It is 747, 94.3 The Point.